looked up dragon lists on Spotify, and they have Manhunter listed. Is that allowed or no?
He's the red dragon, right?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, I get it, but it's kind of smart-assy, right?
Yeah.
That's what most letterbox users are. Little smart asses.
Yeah, he's trying to be subversive, dude. He saw that there were already 8 other dragon lists, and he was like, I gotta differentiate a little bit.
How are people gonna know?
Mm-hmm. If I have 3 more movies on my list than anyone else, I become the definitive
Letterbox dragon user.
Mm-hmm.
Well, hello and welcome. No, let me take that again. Hello and welcome. I didn't like that one either. Hey there, listener. You're listening to 5 Day Rentals, the video store podcast on the run. Time to wind down and complete the Live from Buds 2025.
Live from
The Chuck.
the Char.
Joined as always by my 2 archangels who prayed that this episode would only take 17 seconds.
Crash and burn.
If I was an archangel, I wouldn't even pack a chute, dude.
Well, it's only... Those guys fly pretty fast.
The speed of gravity.
With the speed of...
9.8 meters per second.
Mm-hmm. I guess there's
acceleration due to gravity.
You kind of make yourself more or less aerodynamic.
They're not in
along
space.
The way, I suppose.
I would assume they hit terminal velocity, right?
Well, don't they have like a wingsuit?
Wouldn't this movie be better with Charlie Sheen?
And Wesley Snipes?
Probably.
It's pretty dope. Is Wesley Snipes the British guy? Charlie Sheen is the one showing up with the battle axe?
Yeah. I was just thinking Drop Zone. Skydiving.
Oh, good pull.
It's amazing that movie hasn't been on this podcast.
Drop Zone?
Yeah.
Yeah, Busey.
I think Vinegar Syndrome's putting it out.
What is that?
They release movies.
Yeah. Nobody cares.
Okay.
What about Drop Zone of Interest? How's that for a Mad TV parody?
Mm-hmm.
The zone of interest with the movie Drop Zone?
These skydivers didn't know what neighborhood they moved into.
What's all this ash coming at us when we're trying to skydive?
It's Rain of Fire.
I haven't seen either movie, so I can't.
You never seen Drop Zone?
Mm-mm.
You never seen the zone of interest?
You'd fucking love it.
Nah, we started it one day, and I was
Zone.
like, I'd rather watch Drop Zone. So we turned Zone of Interest off.
I think you would like Terminal Velocity more than Drop Zone.
Okay.
He would. I think Drop Zone's objectively the better movie. I think Terminal Velocity's got Tony Soprano in it.
There is a...
Is he a skydiver?
No, but that would be great.
There might be a guy out there who's guested on the show where that was one of his...
Who packed my gabagool?
Take the cannoli, leave the parachute.
What are you talking about?
I can't. Sopranos?
I can't do a Tony Soprano.
No.
Hey!
I'm walking here.
No.
That's him, right?
That's
Yeah, he
Midnight
doesn't.
Cowboy.
He doesn't walk a whole lot.
I'm walking here.
That's Rizzo the Rat.
I'm Tony Soprano.
No.
I'm walking here.
You sound more like Polly Walnuts.
Hey, Tone, you hear what I said? I said I'm walking here.
Tone.
Rain of Fire, 2002, Kron. I don't think you've ever seen this before.
I'm watching it right now.
Cool. Dan, did you go to the theater and see this?
No, this was a preview that was on like every... What were we at? 2002, so probably DVDs and shit, and it was I gotta see that. So I watched it. I know I rented it and watched it.
And you were let down?
We'll see.
Bones
Maybe
did,
you can bring me back.
Bones, did you see this in a theater?
I absolutely did.
Until you started talking about this movie for this podcast, I don't know if I'd ever heard of it before.
Wow.
It doesn't feel like 2002, man. It feels like this
is a movie that belongs in the 80s.
I was going to say this movie should have come out in 93 before you said that.
93.
Yeah, I feel like this is like late 80s, early 90s. This would have been in its sweet spot.
I think it has the vibe that like post Star Wars, they think that they could really do something with the special effects in maybe late 70s, early 80s. It's in development. You know, they want like Matthew Broderick and Rutger Hauer off of that fucking Lady Heart or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
Sword and Sandals are really big. You got Q the Winged Serpent, shit like that they've done. Let's blend stop motion dragons with big vistas and painted backdrops.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the sensibility in that time would excuse a lot of the problems that this movie has.
You think there's problems here?
Oh, there's a lot of problems. It's still fun as shit, but it's got some problems.
I mean, we did have like a resurgence of dragons. Maybe like the later 90s, maybe? Like Dragonheart. Weren't there a few that were kind of in there?
How to Train Your Dragon.
No, Kron, that's being remade now in live action because you need that.
I don't know. You were pulling up a dragon list. What was on that?
I haven't.
While he's looking that up, Kron, how do you feel about the dragon? Does it get you going?
I think
1996 was Dragonheart.
Yeah.
I've never been real into like, you know, either medieval or, I mean, would that fall like sword and sandal-y kind of? I feel like they fight kind of big monsters in sword and sandal stuff. It's like neither one of those genres have ever really been my go-to, you know? I didn't hate this movie. Like, I wish the 2000s had gone more this direction where we're taking like kind of big swings and we're blending digital and practical. Like, this is not the trajectory that Hollywood went. Mm-hmm. This is kind of like a bump in the road to get us into full digital bullshit, you know? But I don't know. It's like there is some stuff that doesn't work in this movie, but I do wish that things had gone more this way rather than let's just churn out established IP, all digital movies all the time, you know?
I think they're still fighting here, though. I don't think they fully went all the way. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I don't know if that's budget reasons or what, but
well, and I guess to answer your, like, I think I would rather watch a low budget horror movie from this same era rather than, you know, like a action-y kind of sword and sandal riff.
Yeah. I mean, this era, there wasn't a ton in my memory, early 2000s action that I was getting excited to go see. I mean, you're post Matrix, you're at the kind of the end of your Arnold run. Mm-hmm. You're getting periodically a Bruce Willis. Maybe you're getting a re-release of some Jackie Chan stuff from the late 80s, early 90s that's making its way over here, mm-hmm. you know, that you're checking out. So, and then in terms of like adventure stories, we are, again, post Star Wars. We're now post Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones. So CG is ingrained. And to your point about we went the wrong way, I watch this now and I'm like, wow, the practicals of that fucking dead dragon that they're walking around
looks
awesome. But in 2002, where people were like, wow, the CG on that fucking giant alpha dragon, I still think it holds up. But I think that was the thing that giant convoy shot.
Yeah.
That's what people were blown away by.
Right. I think this actually has a really good blend. Like I think most, even the digital stuff looks pretty good in this movie. It's more the fact that they, in post, they were like crank up the blue filter on everything to make it looks kind of washed out in like a early 2000s way, but the actual effects I think are all good. And the practical dragon, I was like, holy shit, like they put some money into making this thing look nice, you know?
Yeah, I think they were smart enough not to don't get too up close with the CGI. So,
well, the setting helps.
Yeah, setting's great.
Like the dive bomb sequence, I think looks pretty good considering the time, and you sort of forgive a lot of it because of the fog and the mist and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like they do some groundwork to explain, well, the planet's been nuked to shit. We're already in England, which is known for its fucking dour atmosphere. The other thing I wanted to talk about up front, I'm always interested in the course of Hollywood stars. Christian Bale, for example, in this, kid actor, worked his way back up. He's already done American Psycho. This is right before he really breaks and gets Batman and is like really a household name. McConaughey, been on the show before. Let's not bring that up.
Oh, Texas Chainsaw: The Next Generation.
But
it was a Kron's pick.
But for both of them, this is really before they are. I would say McConaughey is kind of a household name by this point. But there's always this point in these Hollywood stars where they do these like one-off movies, and it can either be, oh, that's what you're going to do from now on, or it's, I did that one, now let me move on to the higher art sort of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like Chris Pratt. Okay, he gets the Marvel movie. Are they talking with their agents like, what is your career going to be? Like, so you do Jurassic Park. Oh, that's a great another franchise, but we need to make sure that people know you can do some other things. So was it Passengers?
Yeah.
There's like these one-off things.
Mm-hmm.
And then if they're hit with like, that didn't work, we got to bitch you back. Like, here's a fucking Amazon dad TV show for you to ride through. I always like that. Like Arnie, before Red Heat, I can never remember. It's Raw Deal. Have you ever seen Raw Deal?
Is that the Hill one? Walter Hill one?
That's Red Heat.
Or is Red Heat?
Raw Deal is like he's a sheriff who goes undercover for the feds, like
Belushi?
this mob. That's Red Heat
again. Shit. Damn it.
But you watch that one and it's like, this is not a Arnold movie yet. It's just like they put him in that. You could have put any action star of the time in that. And that's just to come back. You really could have put anybody in this script or in this story. I think it's just awesome that you happen to have a British actor and a crazy fucking Texas actor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I think McConaughey's... That's got to be that, I think. But yeah, I think with Bale's character, yeah.
I mean, McConaughey would do like rom-coms though, right?
I think this is in that run or right before he's,
Yeah, so he wasn't
How to Lose Your Guy and all that shit.
He wasn't even necessarily just aiming for like, I'm an action star. He was just kind of like, oh, I'll go knock out 2 or 3, box office smash hit.
But he was trying to
things.
get out of the rom-com.
Mm-hmm.
He hated those. He was just paying the bills.
Right.
That was Dallas Buyers Club. That was kind of his... 2013 was his way back in. Which is crazy that was 2002 to 2013.
Yeah, you had what? The Wedding Planner, How to Lose Your Guy,
Failure
10
to
Days,
Launch.
Failure to Launch.
Mm-hmm.
Beach Bum. That was 2019.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny. The Lincoln Lawyer, or is that after? That was
That's
2011.
after, yeah.
So yeah.
That was in a 3-set at the DVD store yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Was Alex Cross, The Lincoln Lawyer, and that Katherine Heigl like PI movie that she did. Where the hell did she go, man?
I think she's on TV now.
She a bitch? Like, did people not like
I thought
working with
that's
her?
what the thing was. Like, she was
Hard to work with.
She got a little too big for her britches, as we like to say here in the Midwest.
Yeah. I mean, I feel the same way about like Terminator Salvation. Like, I love the idea that Bale's in it, and it's a bummer that it didn't work out, because I would have loved 3 more Terminator movies with him.
That's one of those, like, I know I've seen that movie. I could not tell you the first, like, plot thing that happened in it. You know what I mean?
You might have went with us to watch it.
I might have.
Because I know I went with you to see that.
Yeah. Terminator and Christian Bale. Yeah.
He wouldn't even let me put my arm around him. It's locked in. Speaking of Bones' wet dreams, fucking Joe. You got Christian Bale. You got Gerard Butler. Arnold was supposed to be in this movie. There's a Bond chick in this movie. God damn, dude.
Mm-hmm.
How hard are you right now?
Pretty hard. So Arnold, was this older script that Arnold was attached to in the 90s or something?
Yeah, I guess they offered it to him, but
Who is he going to play? McConaughey's role?
Or maybe McConaughey's. I don't know. It never did. I just read that he was attached, and then
got to get the kids down to the cabin. Come on.
I mean, what's Arnold doing in 2002?
You keep one eye to
governor?
the sky.
Dragon.
They burned my mother. They burned her.
All the tomatoes are gone.
The tomatoes are not ready. Come on.
You're not going.
We must survive. Come on. My mother, she's burned.
We're gonna get cooked.
All right. Rob Bowman, not known for much. Like, that name doesn't really stick out.
He's got a good one in there. He's got that Airborne, dude.
Shut
Shut the fuck
Well,
up.
Shut up. I was
Kron.
sneaking
This guy did Air Bud?
Yeah, Airbud.
Yeah, he did Airbud.
He did Airbud.
Good save, Dan.
He's an idiot.
Before we rate my Letterboxd, also,
Stop.
I know I usually get a little bit more into the production houses and the nostalgia that I feel for that, but it feels good seeing that Touchstone Pictures slide across the screen. I have the same love for that as I do a Hollywood Pictures, a TriStar Pegasus running at you. So, as evil as Disney is, I do appreciate their, the adult segments of their production companies in the, from the late 80s to the early 2000s.
I wish they were a little cooler with the properties they own now and making them somewhat available on any platform that is not Disney.
Yeah.
But what are you going to do?
And even that Spyglass, seeing that Spyglass is
Brings back
comforting.
That's like because Blank Check was doing Spielberg, and I was like, man, I haven't seen Indiana Jones in a long time. I was like, I should try. I'm going to watch those. Surely it's on one of the 10 streaming services I have. Like, nope, all Disney. They got it all locked up.
Did you immediately go buy the Blu-rays?
No, I mean, I think you can get there's like a 4-pack, because aren't there 5 now?
Yeah.
So before the 5th one came out, they had clearly bundled, like, here are the 4 Indiana Jones movies. So that one's pretty cheap to get the Blu-ray of that, because now it's missing the last movie, So I might get that, but it's like, that's the kind of stuff to me where I didn't really grow up with those. So if I watch them, I'm probably not going to watch them again for like another 10 years. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I think they're good movies, but I didn't really grow up with that franchise. So
I'm not a big indie guy. Bones has already said I don't like anything with joy in it, so.
You literally last night you said
still
just
thinking
out
about
loud,
it.
I can't think of anything.
Still thinking about it. I even came across the movie Joy.
Airborne.
Yeah, I guess that is pretty joyful.
I've never heard you talk about that movie once in your life.
We almost did it
Airborne?
for extremely extreme
Yeah.
sports.
Because it's still on the fucking list.
But
Yeah, but it's like, do you even like it? I mean, Bones said, can you think of a movie that you like that's full of joy?
I guess The Big Lebowski, but when I look at that story, I'm like, it's like a adult story. There Will Be Blood brings me so much joy to watch that movie, but it's just terrible. It's a story about a terrible man.
and I appreciate you taking the question seriously, though.
I would not describe There Will Be Blood as a movie full of joy.
Well, it's not, but I enjoy watching that.
Sister Act 2?
Never seen it.
What do you mean?
I don't fucking. We could do the you never seen that thing 80,000 fucking times. You never seen Airborne.
Did
You know
Shut the
what you
fuck
guys
up.
have seen, though?
Did you grow up with a TV in your house, dude? You
I've seen.
never landed
It's
on
been
Sister Act
on-
2?
It's been on TV. Okay?
You mean to tell me you didn't have WGN?
What do you, we just talked about Loaded Weapon. How the fuck have you not seen Loaded Weapon?
I have it now.
That's
Watch it.
That's not the point.
Watch it tomorrow.
Rain of Fire, 2002. Who's got a letterbox average rating? Ready for me?
3.0.
3.0. Rate me.
Bones, you are a 4.0 on this movie.
4.0.
You're
All
not
right.
going to try to 0.5 me on anything?
I was between 3.5 and 4, but every time I go lower on Bones, he always goes 0.5 higher.
That's 'cause
I'm the
you gotta-
Obama of rating, baby.
No, it's just, I don't know.
Oh, no, it's not.
What was the last one we did? Firecracker? I was like, I'm pretty locked in on that one, and it was 0.5 higher than I thought. So,
Was I right, though?
yeah, you got it right on.
I think I'm winning this thing. You know, last time I heard the scores, I didn't make a big deal out of it, but I kind of thought, like,
I think Bones was in the lead last
I
time.
thought I was winning.
That's why I keep a pretty accurate log here. Why is this funny?
Looks pretty official to me, dude. It looks like the saddest games of tic-tac-toe.
If I
That goes back to Target.
if I was better, I feel like these would be good Instagrams.
You do it a lot easier than I do it because I got to like write each name out in lines, and I'm like,
Based on my handwriting, I think I'm schizophrenic.
What's the note at the bottom of that one?
Of what?
One of those pages had a note at the
so
bottom.
don't kill yourself. Today.
It's usually things to take out. Like in Targets, there were 2 particular things that I needed to take out. Sometimes I will, like, wild at heart, I wanted to be better prepared with like stuff for my review, so I'll put notes on there. But usually it's digital. We open. We've got a flurry of birds. See this kid walking through London town. Sorry, Kron, no English, Bobby, directing traffic.
Oi, it's the Quine.
This kid's walking
Move
through.
away.
He heads to this contract site, this dig site. Seems to know all the guys around. He hops on this lift, goes down. Turns out his mom is the lead contractor at this site. There's something from school. Brings home a note from school. We don't quite know what it is, but the mom's a little upset. He somehow lost his scholarship.
Yeah, I was guessing like he didn't keep his grades up enough or something, you know.
I took it as that, or was he like a troublemaker? Like, I would have liked to have known why, because I do think that would inform his character a little bit better. Instead, she just says, you know, this scholarship was worth $3,000 a semester or something. And he's like, well, maybe we can talk to Dad. So that's a shorthand to say Dad's not in the picture anymore.
Mm.
Yeah, but I feel like she is an engineer under. She should be making fat cash doing this job.
Maybe. We think that. we have this idea that contractors and manufacturing jobs produce enough for a family to live on, but that's not truly the case.
All right.
It's
Sorry.
mostly the benefits that people think that they're chasing in these union gigs, but I don't know what the union situation is over there.
All right. Sorry, Dan and I thought a woman could be an engineer, dude.
Yeah. I mean, so progressive of us to think that way.
I mean, she's a hardcore bitch. You see her like spraying those beer cans down with a fire extinguisher to cool them off.
Mm-hmm.
So she's taking care of her guys.
It was a good old American Budweiser.
Did you do that at the firehouse a lot?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brewed right here in St. Louis, Missouri.
We had a tank on the truck just designed for beer.
They had a whole tanker with just beer in it.
Mm-hmm. Because beer will put out a fire.
Yeah.
And it'll foam up and help you in a car fire.
Mm-hmm.
Or
you can
you
drink
get fucking cranked.
They helped me drive better.
Mm-hmm.
The officers told you that it hasn't twice already.
It's like if you do just enough, it mellows you out. But then
It's the cocaine that's hurting you.
it's hard to figure out where the line is sometimes, you know?
You found the line, dude, and it went right up your nose.
And you drove right through that thin blue line.
It's fine. It's only the second strike, dude.
All right. One of the contractors runs up and reports that
How
one
did
of
you
the
even
drills.
come out this weekend since you're supposed to be reporting to jail every weekend?
I took my ankle monitor off.
Is your wife wearing it?
I don't know.
My kid.
We put it on a dog next door.
Somebody comes up, reports that one of the drills has hit some sort of a void.
How's your drill hit a void? A void is nothing.
Well, yeah,
That's
it's-
just a fancy British word for cave. Oh, it hit a void. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's
we going voiding this weekend.
that's like saying I hit blank space. Like you can't actually, you know, it's
Well, I'll write your name.
impossible.
Okay. I don't know why this is difficult.
It's not difficult.
It's a void would be a hole
Yes.
in the dirt.
Yes. But by definition, you can't hit it. You can't.
Well, they
You've
can,
drilled into nothing.
They can see that it's just spinning, so they're going to see what the problem is
Yes, but
because they're not hitting.
you hit rock with your drill. You don't hit nothing.
And they're not hitting rock anymore, so that's the problem.
If I picked up my phone and I chucked it, I can't be like, oh, I hit a blank space with my phone. No,
Well, I'll write your name.
phone hit the floor. That's what it hit.
Foam.
Yeah.
If you swung at me and I dodged and we were like, wow, he hit air, you would understand that though, right?
I don't want to get too bogged down in it. It's just, you can't hit a void. You can't.
What if there's a dude named Void?
They have come across a void.
Fair. I like that a lot better.
Okay.
I'm really surprised that whenever he said you swing at me and miss, and you didn't say I wouldn't miss.
Well, I want
That
it.
seems like
Come across the table.
All right, dude. Fucking glass jaw. I don't know why you're.
Put it to the test, dude. Fucking mouthy today.
You better
God.
hope you can dodge, because
Did
if
he
I fucking
eat?
connect.
He ate today.
he ate.
You've been peppering him
haven't.
about
Yeah.
what's coming in the future,
Every day, dude.
and so him coming at me is
I didn't come at anyone. I just said you can't physically hit voids. You can't hit nothing.
Well, that's why they're looking to going in and check it out.
and this
dude.
that's would be a concern
Mhm.
because if your plans show that there shouldn't be a void or a cave here,
Right.
that's a problem.
I think that's fair.
We gotta
to
move
say
on.
we think we're drilling into bedrock. We've hit a big open cavern. I get it.
Yeah.
But all the same.
All right. Turns out our kid's name is Quinn. And weirdly, he gets to the drill operator before the mom and the other guy do. And
having a Budweiser.
the guy operating and kind of scratching his head on how he has come across a void in the earth.
Thank you.
Ask Quinn, what brings you to the asshole of the world? Quinn says, well, you're passing through it. What's that make you? This kid's smart, dude. He's like cron level quick.
He's a little shit.
But he's British.
This dude he hands Quinn a flashlight and he's like, why don't you go have a wee look? Which is what Dan's always trying to do.
Yeah.
Have a wee look. What's going on down there?
Hear that door creak open at 3 a.m.
I'm here to hit your void.
Hear Dan
Cranking
up his
coal
flashlight before he comes in.
Carrying a bird. All right. So Quinn climbs in there.
You didn't lock your door.
He starts looking around. It's a wicked looking cave, dude. Get this scaly like stalactite or stalagmite. I'm not sure which one is up and down.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
We see what we think is water dripping. He walks up. He starts touching this. He's like, wow, this is pretty cool. We start to hear big breathing. We see teeth. We see Quinn get spit on. We get a quick flash, but look like a damn face of a dragon to me, dudes.
It's come.
Quinn starts clearing
Didn't
out
look
his
like
eyes.
spit to me, dude.
He runs to his mom, says that something's down there. She rushes him to the eye wash station, which is nice to see that they have down there, which she fought for. These guys insulting her all the time, trying to keep them safe.
Yeah, but she's the boss.
Now that other contractor, he's like, what the fuck is going on there? They start looking at the plans. No, the kid's talking out his ass. They go into the void. Boom. Tunnel lights up with fire. Mom and Quinn, they just fucking rush into the lift. They start upwards. The flames catch them, start rising. And I love that the movie just fucking shows you this. Giant fucking dragon climbing up the lift as they're trying to ride up. Starts crushing the actual elevator that they're in. Flies away. We see Quinn hold his dead mom. She was crushed. Cut the voiceover. Somebody keeping a diary. Montage of magazines and newspapers. I saw the first, but then the world saw millions. It's a new species, driven to feed. Ancient man made them into myths. Nature made them into something worse. These are the same things that it's revealed wiped out the dinos. Their ash brought on the ice ages. Their system is simple. Scorch, starve, and sleep. The nukes were useless. It just made it easier for them.
I don't get this part. You telling me you drop a nuke on one of these things and it doesn't die?
There were so many that nukes were ineffective.
Yeah, but we see them get killed later in this movie, and it doesn't take a lot to kill one of these things.
It takes an era.
Yeah, it takes one big bolt. You tell me a nuke didn't work, but one bolt does?
This is one of those movies where if you sit there for 5 minutes and think about it, you can find a lot of holes.
Yes, a lot of voids.
It's it's a little hand wavy and like, we tried that, it didn't work. But later we'll kill one with like rudimentary tools. It's okay.
I'll tackle it.
No, talk about it now. Your rating doesn't...
I think this would work better if we didn't have McConaughey's stuff come in, like the military type stuff. If it was just Belle and like the castle people and they're trying to protect the tomatoes from a few dragons, I think it would work way more. Just being more not as technologically with fucking machine guns and shit like that. Just using what they use. What do you call that? Not high-tech weapons, but
Right.
their environment.
More advanced.
Yeah. I don't know. I just think it would be when you get the helicopter in there, but like I said, McConaughey's character is awesome. And then you get the fucking archangels and shit, which is cool too, but I don't know. That's just my thought.
You honest, along with that, what I think would have been cooler, but I think it's a harder sell, is that they were Russians or they were Scandinavians.
I mean, I can see that.
And they have come down from a place that is cold, where the dragons maybe weren't as active, or one of the places that was first hit with one of the nukes. And they have stuff, but not near as advanced. Yeah. Because I do think that the helicopter and the Archangel thing is such an awesome set piece that I want to see it.
Mm-hmm.
But make it an old, like the idea that they flew a plane over the Atlantic is fucking wild. I think they should have just come from the other part of the continent.
Yeah.
And maybe they have an old Huey and they don't fly it around. It's on the back of a truck and it is like a big ordeal. And part of their thing is we're making our way to this place and we are just collecting fuel. But I also recognize that fuel is like, all right, we're too much in a Mad Max territory. So we're just going to accept it is what it is.
They're still,
And within that, I think you lack a scientist. I think you lack a guy who's like, I was a part of this, blah, 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 because they combine the helicopter pilot, their record keeper, and a person who throws out a theory that there's only one male.
And I think Bell does say, like, we had a guy, I think about the how they breathe fire. They're like, we had a guy that got killed. He was a scientist. He kind of just off mentions that real quick.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, yeah, why wouldn't you have a guy there that's like, oh yeah, I used to work at Cambridge. I taught biology.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Yeah, Kron?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think the movie is fine if you don't get bogged down in... Because that was the other thing. I was like, how did they get all these fucking tanks and helicopters and, like, how'd they get all this shit over there?
Like, that's still around. I could see them having access to that, but...
Well, but then even if it's so
fuel,
hard...
like Bones said, would be...
but if you can't even, like, leave the castle, like Christian Bale, they're so concerned with, like, we can't even go out to get the tomatoes. It's like, and even if they found the equipment once they got to England, that's still all these people that have to pick themselves up from the U.S., get across to another whole continent.
Yeah.
And, like, resume their military operation.
He was already over there.
Who?
McConaughey.
No, they just
roll up.
They're fresh from the airfield.
Mm-hmm.
But it was in England, I thought.
The movie takes place in England, but at some point, McConaughey's team has to come from America to...
Yeah, that was like a week ago.
Oh, I thought that was
story.
Before the Dragons, that he was already in. They were already stationed in England.
No. He is just I don't even think he's a military guy. I think he's just part of, like, he was Kentucky or something, National Guard.
He seems like a good old boy that stitched a American flag on his vest one day and was like, I can fix the problem.
Yeah, it was a few days ago that they landed in the Manchester airfield and have come across them.
Oh, I thought they were already there, like for a few years, and had just made their way down to where this castle was.
Mm-mm.
I'm an idiot.
All right, last thing in this montage, they're starving now. They're getting more desperate, worse. Only one species is getting out of this alive. I don't mind this, though. I don't mind the pattern that they stay dormant, whether until it's time for them to come to waken, or they're awoken in this case. Mm-hmm. They fuck, they burn, they eat. Once everything has died down, they start to eat each other, and then the male goes and fucking takes a nap until the next civilization takes over.
Yeah.
Or produces enough for them to basically burn.
Well, it's like, Bale's strategy is just, can we live longer than they can? Like, underground, essentially.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
We're in Northumberland. It's 2020. Quinn, Christian Bale, fucking stud.
He's looking a little malnourished.
I think he looks pretty beefy in this scene. I think I read that he wanted to kind of be a little bit more now malnourished, but when McConaughey showed up, it was like, maybe I need to pack it on. I will tell you at the climax of the film, there's a shot where he gets off the helicopter and it's like, oh, he's prepping for Machinist. He looks fucking gaunt.
Yeah, I was going to ask, is this before or after?
I think this is post American Psycho. I think he's got that Nicolas Cage, Captain Corelli's mandolin, Shaft, Laurel Canyon. And then he goes from this into Machinist, turns it back on, and then he's Batman.
Is the Machinist like biggest? I know I've seen that movie. I feel like the only takeaway people have from that is like, wow, Christian Bale got rail thin.
It does sort of overshine what is a pretty good mystery sort of trauma assessment.
Dark mystery, I guess.
Yeah. And it is have you seen it?
I mean, I know I've seen that movie, but like I just said, I feel like the thing that sticks in people, even in my mind, is like, damn, he was so skinny.
He just pulled a like I said on me. Like, that hurts.
I didn't mean it like.
I know.
Well, I guess my original claim was like, hey, people's biggest takeaway is Christian Bale got really skinny. Mm-hmm. And then when you said, have you seen it? It's like, yeah, and all I can remember is Christian Bale got really skinny. Like, I don't remember too much of the actual plot of that thing.
I don't want to spoil it, but there's a reveal at the end that is regular, full-faced Christian Bale looking in like a mirror. Mm-hmm. And it is very jarring when you've been with him for an hour and 40, looking like he does. And you're like, oh, he's fucking disgusting looking at that. He look all fat and shit, like 200 pounds heavier.
Fat ass.
Yeah.
I want to walk, dude.
All right. He's down in some caves helping lead the operation and dig in these tunnels. He inspects a new sprinkler system that's been put up. He gives some disappointed looks to some slackers that aren't keeping up and working as hard. Somebody runs down. They warn him, Eddie's going psycho. He fucking bolts. Run through the castle. Looks great. This great way to set up there.
It's Eddie Izzard. He's wearing our dresses again.
That's his right.
Telling us jokes and shit. Won't shut up.
All right. He goes to confront this group of people that are heading out to go harvest from their crops. Quinn tells them that it's too early. Half of them are not ripe. If they don't ripen, they don't go to seed, which means we don't have anything to plant next year. He's trying to convince this guy, like Kron said, they just need to outlast. That is their goal. We can't fight them. We just have to survive post them. And in order to stop this group of people, he just straight up takes the keys out of the truck. You see Mike Banning come in. He's Bale's best buddy.
Steve Bannon's brother.
Mike Banning?
Yeah, he's brothers of Steve Bannon. They have different last names.
All right, we cut to some evening entertainment. This is what they do to entertain the younglings. And Gerard Butler and Quinn, they are reenacting The Empire Strikes Back. The kids absolutely love the father reveal.
I was surprised too.
One of them asks, "Did you make that up, Mr. Quinn?" Of course I did.
This scene's adorable as hell, dude.
Yep.
These kids will love it. It made me sad though, because I was like, is there a movie that I could do start to finish in chapters like that? You know, like technology has died away. I was like, I don't know if I have one that I could perform for children.
And now, children, I'll give you Castle Freak.
See, it would be stuff like that. It would be like, we can't put this on for kids.
This is what you get when you fuck a stranger in the ass.
How you doing back there, JJ?
This is Repo Man, Chapter 2. Excuse me while I fold my pants.
Let's go do some crimes.
We don't want to go there. Laundry Dan's doing wild at heart.
I was thinking maybe I could probably get away with Tombstone. I think you could clean that up enough for some kids. But that's one I was like, at least I got that one in the back pocket.
Mhm.
You know, not word for word, but I could hit the major
Would you
plot points.
Would you find someone in your community that is weeks away from death and cast them as Doc Holliday?
Well, I mean, if he's right for the role, I guess. But I think he would bring a much needed authenticity that could really work.
It's the Friedkin method, baby.
Mhm.
All right. He leads these kids through their prayers. What do we do when we wake? Keep both eyes on the sky. What do we do when we sleep? We keep one eye on the sky. And what do we do when we see them? We dig hard, we dig deep, we run for shelter, and never look back. Uh-oh. Eddie and his conspirators, they sneak out at night. The Birdman, that's their watchtower guy. He's got a scope. He's got some birds. The birds help them identify.
Predator.
Yep. Is something out there, though? What's going on? The birds are acting a little up. He's not quite seeing anything on his scope, though. We cut to Eddie and his jeep full of scavengers. They arrive at their farm.
Queen.
They start grabbing whatever the fuck they can off the vines, biting into these tomatoes.
I get wanting to get the food, but I mean, they're just eating it while they're out there. You got to at least bring it back and cut it up into,
Mm-hmm.
I'm out. I mean,
Is
it's
that
just tomatoes.
Is that the surcharge of going and getting it? You're allowed to have one of them.
I don't think so, because you already know that you're breaking the rules, right? Like, you're getting them before they're supposed to be picked. I think you at least got to bring them back and be like, hey, we got 20 of them.
You don't open up one of the bags of chips on your way home?
I don't.
Oh.
You eat all the big ones out of it.
That's you, dude. Don't be leaving
all the Cool Ranch crumbs for us, brother.
Don't rewrite history once these mics are on, man.
I don't understand when I reach into a bag where I can't see the chips. What am I supposed to do?
You've got the smallest hands of any of us. You should be the one.
You know what you've been doing?
These crumbs.
You've been putting your hand in, you grab them, and then before you pull them out, you shake all the...
Oh, he's sifting?
Yeah, he's shaking all the little pieces out.
He's sifting the crumbs out.
Mm-hmm.
Brutal.
Sifting those little pieces for the little people.
Wow.
Sure enough, dude, Birdman raises the alarm. Everyone gets to work getting the kids in the tunnel. And then, what the fuck? Quinn gets told about those that went out to the field. God damn it. Those at the field, they get the alert when they see a bird overhead. They try to get out.
You eat them.
One gets killed. We got a fucking dragon coming at him, dude. Makes a pass, throws some fire, destroys their truck. This group, they cower. They try to hide among the crops. They know that they're trapped. The fire's closing in around them. But what do we see? A figure in a fireproof suit. Here's another question. Why don't you bring that fireproof suit with you to fucking London at the end?
Yeah.
Is it really going to help, though, if a dragon hits you straight on?
Straight on?
Fucking
No.
napalm?
No.
Or I was even thinking, why, if you're going out to get the tomatoes, send 2 guys and throw these suits on them, right? Like, just in case the shit hits the fan, you've at least got, hopefully you've bought enough time to get yourself back.
Yeah.
I'm not risking my life for some fucking tomatoes.
But this is Quinn and some of their makeshift fire trucks.
You've lived such a pampered life, dude.
If it was like a Crunchwrap Supreme, yeah, I'd fucking go out there. It's tomato, dude. Like, all right. They're all right.
I'm going out to the Crunchwrap tree.
This isn't fourth meal. It's first meal.
There's a beefy 5-layer growing out the dirt.
Is that a Doritos Locos or just a regular hard?
All right. Yeah. So Quinn and his buddy, they work. They get these people out. And they get them away. We see the dragon. Once they get to a certain point, he even points out, doesn't care about them. It just wants to feed off the ash. That night, Butler and Quinn, they're having a drink. I think Greedy is his name.
So, do the dragons eat ash?
Yeah.
That's kind of weird.
They I think that's the way of saying like they eat what they cook.
You don't eat the ash?
Yeah, dude.
You never go mouth to ash though.
I bought my grill.
Always ash to mouth.
I took that top rack off. I don't even know why they included it. Like, you just push the meat down into the charcoals.
It's good for you.
People wasting their time seasoning their meat and shit.
I don't understand.
Use the ash.
Yeah. Eat the briquette when you're done.
It's a tough time for everybody. Quinn and Creedy, they're having a drink, and we start to see that Quinn, he's having a tough time for this. He feels for Eddie. He understands, because it's revealed that Eddie's already buried like some children, and Quinn mentions like a parent should never bury their kid. It should be the other way around. And the harvests have been dwindling year after year. I thought we could do this. I understand. Like I feel strongly with our survival plan, but I can't hate this guy for that decision. Another montage of destruction that's filled the last 20 years. So on top of having a bird man that's their lookout, they've got a radio man. And he starts picking up some voices. He panics. He calls the bird man. Tells him like, dude, just quit looking at the birds. Look through your fucking scope. Sure enough. What kind of bird was that? Pull out the app.
It's a pigeon.
Okay.
I don't even need the app for that one.
What kind of pigeon?
I don't know. Are there different kinds?
These guys are pro.
You tell
man.
me, dude. You got the app.
I think they're all just pigeons.
We see a truck approaching. Alarm is raised once again. All the capable men, they hit the armory. They've got rifles, but not much in terms of shells.
Did you ever try to confuse the app and do one yourself?
No, it would know.
Get the
think?
fuck out of here. That's what it would say.
You can't make a passable.
I'm gonna take that challenge.
You can't. You're not tricking the app, dude.
I think I can trick it. You need
It's
to download
got-
it.
You download it.
No, you do. You already have it. You can download it.
I told you I gotta wait till I'm back home. It's locked to the Midwest region.
Oh my gosh.
It's not gonna know my birds down there.
Thank you to the
Merlin Bird ID.
Merlin Bird ID app for sponsoring this week.
We've got a tank approaching. Like I said, everybody takes positions up on the walls. Butler's like, Marauders. Haven't seen them in a while. Look on the bright side. At least we're not alone. Convoy gets closer. Lead tank stops. Who gets out? Motherfucking McConaughey and his Stone Cold Steve Austin phase. I love the like groan stretch of being locked in a tank. Only one thing worse than a dragon. Americans.
Were you considering these tats?
Maybe.
Still are, huh?
Yeah, still on the table.
Could happen.
Yeah. I'd like to reboot Reign of Fire, and I'd like to play both roles. I'd like to shoot the McConaughey role and then do a Castaway thing where I take 8 months, get thinner, let my hair grow out. Maybe I do it the other way. Maybe I lose some weight now, shoot the Quinn role, then cut my hair, get ripped.
Who's playing the helicopter pilot?
You could do that if you'd like.
All right.
We'll see how your Tombstone play goes. See what your reviews look like.
Okay.
See if
You're going to put that in there instead of the Star Wars?
Yeah. Because I want him to... Well, no, I guess that would be later when you show up. I think you've got time to augment your tits and bleach your hair.
Hell's coming with me. How's that?
Mm-hmm. It's pretty good.
Good read.
McConaughey yells for who's in charge. He approaches the wall. He holds out his hand.
I want to
He
play the
lifts it up,
helicopter
shows
pilot
that he's not armed.
as Wyatt Earp. I don't want to be the chick. I'm still locked in from the play, dude.
Yeah, everyone just calls him Wyatt. Don't worry about him. He's just weird. He's a character.
I feel like I'm putting on a damn play for my sister's kids. All right, Quinn's in charge, so he steps down to meet him.
Take your laudanum.
Yep. The name's Van Zandt.
There's no law here.
Kentucky irregulars. Quinn says, you're a long way from home, Van Zandt. You lost. Rebuilt a National Guard C-5A. Flew at 8,000 miles on 2 engines and tried to set it down on the old strip outside of Manchester. Lost 122 men and most of my fuel. We need shelter and a place to refit artillery. We'll be out of your hair by 1800 hours tomorrow.
This guy lost 122 men on the landing.
That's a big ass fucking plane. If it had all those men, a helicopter, this convoy.
Mm-hmm. Well, and then later he's like, we can't lose 3 people every time we fight a dragon. It's like, you lost 122 on the landing on an airstrip.
Quinn says that's a good story, especially the bit about the plane, but there hasn't been anything in the air for 20 years. That's their territory. It's my territory. It's your territory. They're just renting it. Quinn tells them they can leave. And Van Zandt plays, hey, we can do this easy, or we can do this real easy. Quinn calls his bluff, steps to him. Van Zandt pulls out a dragon tooth from around his neck. You ever seen one of these? Not many men have. Got it off the first one I killed.
Got it off eBay.
Yeah.
Quinn says the plane was better, so now you're a dragon killer? That's not even original.
Went to a head shop.
It was in a wheat field just south of Coffeyville, Kansas. It was late November.
$18.
It's a month of mist. We were caught in the open. The sun was setting behind us. There was nowhere to run. Twice it came in on us, and twice it missed the heart of us. And that's when I had an epiphany. You see, they have great vision during the day, and even better vision at night. But in the failing light, they can't focus. Magic hour. Van Zandt gives him the tooth. Quinn says, you try anything, I'll kill you. They're let in. Creedy's like, what the fuck is this? And Quinn's like, he's a fucking dragon killer. He's like, what are you?
He's like, whatever.
What the fuck are you talking about? He's like, you weren't down there, dude. I saw that motherfucker's eyes.
Did you see how ripped he is?
Yeah. If he's wrong, if he's not a dragon killer, he's at least an incredible actor, and we have somebody now for our roster for Children's Plays.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. We have now expanded our repertoire.
And he, at the very least, knows how to find a rock that looks kind of like a tooth.
Yeah.
Well, I'm so excited now. I got my Captain Kilgore for Apocalypse Now.
Yeah. It feels a little bit like he watched Apocalypse Now. And like, I'm doing this. I'm doing this in the movie.
A lot of Apocalypse Now in here.
Just as they're continuing on, he's trying to explain why I let him in. A damn helicopter flies in. It's pretty fucking impressive.
Oh, shit.
Finds a spot and lands. Get McConaughey with this cool hero shot, him riding on the tank. He hops off, throws a little apple to a kid.
Hot apple.
Oh. Hot Granny Smith. Yes, please.
Granny Smith, they last the longest. Because of the
sugar content.
acidity level, I believe.
Acidity?
Acidity? Acidity?
I don't care what lasts the longest. I'm buying Honeycrisp, dude.
His apples.
Fucking Brewster's Millions.
The apples are going to last us a long time.
They taste the best.
Load them bad boys up. Give me
you
a Granny Smith any day.
You put 4 Honeycrisp in a bag. You ring them up as Fiji.
Back in my day, we used to fuck these things.
It's easy, dude.
For a time of dragons, your mom might, she'd open up the window, let these baby boys cool off. I'd sneak a fuck in these.
Wait, you're fucking the apples?
Hot apple pie.
All right.
Made with just a little bit of Kentucky bourbon. Yeah. Gives a nice caramelization. Feels like a real thing.
Feel like I'm hard.
All right. We get to see our hot ass helicopter pilot, Alex Jensen. You may recognize her as Bones' favorite Bond lady, Natalia from GoldenEye.
Yeah.
You're more of a Xenia on top.
I'd have to look at all of them. I'll do a power ranking.
Okay. Maybe we'll do a power ranking at the end. All right. She introduces her Archangels, her elite team of bolo men. Quick explanation here. Team of 3. One guy jumps out. He's the bait. 2 other guys, they shoot nets. They hit these fucking dragons. They can't fly. They fall to the earth. Pretty simple. Pretty badass. They also mentioned that their average life expectancy is 17 seconds from the time they jump out of the helicopter.
That's how long I usually last during sex. So,
All right. That night, Alex.
And there's usually a guy that jumps out first as a decoy.
yeah, he's on it this week.
He's been pretty funny. I do feel most of this weekend has been you two riffing and laughing, and I just get to sit around. Like, I've had a lot of stuff to like talk to you guys about, and it's just not been an ample opportunity.
What do you want to talk about?
That's okay. We're in the middle of this
now.
It's all right.
We can discuss it at the old spaghetti factory tonight.
That's what I was kind of hoping.
The candles will be going.
Are we going to ask for a photo? Or are we going to ask the waitress to
Fuck
take a
yeah.
photo?
What part of this trolley are we sitting in?
Did you reserve the trolley?
At the head, dude. We're in charge of the whole spaghetti factory tonight.
You need to call right now.
You
and
need to
reserve
call.
the trolley. I'm making a call later. You need to call now.
You're calling later to what? Confirm the reservation is still in?
I'm confirming your reservation.
Just
for
call.
later.
Just call and make the appointment.
He has no idea what I'm talking about.
The appointment. Don't make it sound.
It's a spaghetti
Don't
appointment,
make
dude.
it sound.
When you call, you need to say, "Can I request a spaghetti appointment?"
Are you good on that?
On this?
Yeah, I'll take another beer. I'll take a beer when you're ready.
I'll get you one.
Thank you. All right. Later that night,
Fine.
Alex goes digging through the kitchen. She's trying to get some coffee. Quinn's just made a fresh pot. They're going back and forth. I'm not sure on what the kid's name is because I heard it as Liam. Liam might have been another kid, but there's a kid named Jared or Liam. Doesn't matter. This was a kid that Quinn found as a baby, Daniel Plainview style, and has basically raised as, more of a little brother, less of a pseudo son.
Right.
And he wants to, and the funny little back and forth, but Quinn sort of busts through this and asks her, like, why are you really here?
Credits have him as Jared.
Jared. Okay. I think there's a kid at one point in the movie who kind of knocks on Quinn's door at night and wants to just sleep in his room with him. Like he's nervous.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's why I got confused. She sort of defers him to Van Zandt though. Like, you want anything as far as the operation, go talk to him. Our Birdman gets an alert. Fuck. We got a dragon.
Put some respect on it. Put some respect on my name. That's all I came to say.
I don't know the reference.
Do you know Birdman from like the Lil Wayne, like that whole group of people?
I do not.
Birdman was like the guy, I can't remember what label that is, but he was like the guy in charge of the label.
Cash money, motherfucker.
Cash Money. But there's a part when he goes into like a radio interview, and I guess the host had said something that he took offense to. Because when he sits down for the interview, all he goes is like, when you say Birdman from now on, put some respect on it. And he just gets up and leaves. Like, that's the entire, he just walks out with his crew.
All right, Dan, you got back just in time because we got a dragon. Quinn's people,
Dragon straight ahead.
apply the alarm as usual, and we're going to get to see Van Zandt's men in action. What they do is they deploy a team of 3 dirt bikes, and these guys' job is to post up some triangulators. This way, they get a 3D map of the environment, including where and when the dragon is. The Helos and the Archangels, they deploy. Van Zandt gets in his command truck. This whole time, Quinn's radio man, he's up in the castle. He's tuned in. He's sort of listening, following orders. This helps you as the viewer sort of track what's going on. Now, three guys sent out to the vertical triangulators that they keep calling them. 2 of these 3 guys, they get there up quick. 3rd guy just fucking eats shit, wrecks, ends up getting eaten by a fucking dragon. Once the radar is up, the plan is to go up to 5,000 feet in the helicopter, fly above the dragons, let the archangels drop down. And the goal is basically, if you don't catch him there, you bait him, you bring him down to me. Van Zandt wants that dragon to come to him.
Yeah, and not doing much there.
Yeah.
Kind of lazy.
Van Zandt?
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's a leader. He's basically telling all these people what to do. He's a motivator, disciplinarian. I'm sure if he could, he would go out and place all the triangulators himself and fly the helicopter and do all of that. But a good leader knows how to disperse out tasks, right?
I guess.
Anyway.
Dragons don't surf.
Quinn's kind of lost in what's going on, but he's paying attention and realizes, oh, fucking 3rd dirt bike ate shit. He takes his horse, hauls ass up the mountain, finds the dirt bike, dead dude, gets the triangulator up. Bam. They've got a 3D image now.
Wouldn't this dragon be interested in this horse?
I think a dragon's down to eat anything that's...
Well, yeah, but if it's something he hasn't probably seen in a while, and she's like,
There's
that's
a
tasty.
lot going on. We have to believe that there's still some sort of operations that happen outside of where the dragon's going. To your point, though, the dragon has actually been interested in the helicopter. It's sort of chasing them. What ends up happening is the dragon attacks the helicopter before they're ready. One guy gets knocked out, and the other 2 just go ahead and go after him. And this is where we get this awesome archangel scene. So, first guy's blind. He's just bait. Dragon goes after him. 2 other guys, they don't really have a visual, but they've got imaging. They trust their instincts. They shoot. They end up netting the dragon. Unfortunately, doesn't hold. First guy, unfortunately, bam, right into the fucking ground because he can't see. Another one of them gets eaten by a dragon, and the 3rd guy, he manages to land. Now, Van Zandt from the command center, he sees where the dragon is. He knows that Van Zandt, Quinn on the radio calls in, says, I put up your fucking 3rd triangulator. I'm here. And Van Zandt says, you fucking haul ass towards me. You are my bait now. You come right over that ridge, lead him right to me. Van Zandt gets on his fucking harpoon gun, lines up his shot. That's pretty fucking cool. Quinn comes up over the ridge. He's in the crosshairs. Van Zandt fires. Quinn just dodges out of the way. Dragon comes over the ridge. Direct hit. This thing comes over. Van Zandt jumps off the truck. It's fucking a gnarly fall because the dragon's fucking wing gets all ripped up and
like slides across.
Yeah.
It looks good.
Yeah.
it's cool shit.
Some bitch. All right. Van Zandt takes out his giant axe. Takes a giant swing. He's taking his trophy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Takes a tooth out of all of these.
Do they eat this thing?
I feel like you should at least try, right?
Yeah,
Like, should be barbecuing this bitch up, right?
Mhm.
That would be cool.
At
'Cause
least cook a little and make sure it's not poisonous, or
Yeah.
have one guy eat it. The oldest guy on the team eats a little dragon meat. And,
There you go, Slim. Watch this.
that would have been kind of cool but actually maybe cooking the meat would draw their attention. But they do mention later that they like leaving the dead one around because they hate the smell of their dead.
Mhm.
So maybe you could get away with a small little charcoal grill.
Actually, give a little to the second oldest guy. Tombstone starts tomorrow. Our oldest guy's playing Doc.
Scramble up some of them dragon eggs.
You get enough old dudes, you could do Unforgiven.
Or the greasy strangler. Kids are like, we don't like this.
Is that Clint? Is that Clint breathing, or is that Darth Vader?
That's Clint. I'm halfway through my career right now.
Damn.
Are you going to keep going?
They gave me the Oscar because they thought I'd die. I've got another 30 years.
I won't die till I get another one.
I'm gonna die.
All right. Cut to that night. The castle's having a big party.
It's the most
dude.
work you've done on all of these podcasts this week.
Because you're burning his energy when we're not recording.
Yeah.
A conversation just turns into a conversation.
Okay.
That's all it does.
No, you purposefully.
No, I do not.
You antagonize. You.
All right, they'll figure that out sooner or later.
They'll figure it out probably from this record.
They're blasting some Jimi Hendrix.
Purple haze.
No.
Purple haze.
Purple haze. No, it's a little too on the nose. It's fire.
You don't like that?
I'm okay with it.
Would you have preferred like Stone Free? I guess Stone Castle.
No, they don't want any of the stones of your castle to come free.
Chop it down with the edge of my hand.
Voodoo Child?
Yeah.
Hey, Joe.
Oh,
My old lady.
you're stuck on Jimi Hendrix. I would have rather had,
Zeppelin?
yeah.
Come to the land of the ice and snow.
I mean, they didn't let anything be licensed until School of Rock, right?
Oh, I don't know.
Dumbasses?
They were pretty...
Yeah, I imagine the royalties are insane.
Yeah, they were pretty particular, though, about it not being out. I feel like School of Rock, he went to them to get an Immigrant Song for that part.
Yeah, that's the one where you... Great first movie to let your music appear in.
School of
School of Rock's
a good movie.
fucking awesome.
All right. But
That's a joyful movie.
You're telling me...
That is a joyful movie.
You're telling me there's not 100 action movies that like their stuff might have worked better in than School of Rock?
Like Thor Ragnarok?
That was also featured
I've
in
never
The
seen
Girl
it. I
with
don't
the
know.
Dragon Tattoo.
I'm just saying.
Redone, though.
I think there probably was a better fit somewhere along the way to like, if you didn't want your music to be in some joke
You think
in a
fucking
movie.
Black Dog should have had Black Dog in it?
Once Upon a Time in America, that's about immigrants.
Yeah.
The Brutalist?
That works. Sure.
Penny Smasher says that Becoming Led Zeppelin is very good documentary.
Okay. All right. They're having a blast. They're having beers. They're blasting Jimi Hendrix. Van Zandt and his crew arrive. They are treated with cheers from the crowd.
The Arrows.
Van Zandt says, "Envy the country that has heroes, huh? I say pity the country that needs them. What are you celebrating? 1 dragon down, 3 men dead? Oh yeah, at that rate, we might just be getting somewhere in about 320 years. Is that what you want? You want a little accommodation? Nuh-uh. These beasts live on ash. They feed on death. There's no middle ground. Not for them, not for us. Sure as hell not for my men who died out there today. But you go ahead. Have your little soiree. Personally, you disgust me. We bury our dead at dawn."
You lost 122 landing the plane.
You see this beautiful performance that he's doing for McConaughey here?
Yeah.
Are you a little upset that he didn't do this for the Texas Chainsaw Massacre?
Yes.
Is this an okay McConaughey?
It's good.
Okay.
I'm doing Dallas Buyers Club next week, and you're going to have to die of AIDS.
I love this show that much that I might.
Oh, he's doing Dallas Buyers Club. The kids don't want to watch or see that.
Well, this kills the mood.
I hear there's some in Fort Worth.
Mr. Cron, how did he get AIDS? Can you show us?
I'll do Jared Leto.
Does it piss you off how good of an actor Jared Leto is?
You think he's that good?
You know the one thing
When he's good, he's good. Man.
I don't think he's like on the level of
I think
McConaughey.
I think he works. He's good in 2049. Blade Runner. It pisses me off how good the first 30 Seconds to Mars record is, and then it just turns into whatever the fuck it is now.
Why are you talking about music?
Because it always pissed me off about that. Like, I was like, man, this dude's got some. I like this, and then like the next record came out, and it was like, what the fuck is this?
Man, you should find an outlet to talk about that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, this little fucking
But yes,
discipline action from
I agree.
Daddy.
I think Jared Leto is a decent.
When he's good, and it's a bummer. And that's fine. There's other shithead people where you're like, I fucking hate that this guy's good. And there's people that are really nice that seem to be really good people. And it's a bummer when they're not great. It's like,
Kron, yeah.
come on, man. We were
We're
supposed to keep
renewing-
our reviews sort of secret
Come
until.
on, fat. Come on, man.
Why don't you guys have a push-off contest right now? You guys refused to do a fucking foot race at the park.
We
I didn't
know
want
what you
Dane
were
to be
trying.
embarrassed.
I didn't want Kron to get lapped.
I came up with 3 events, so
You're
there
trying
could be a best 2 out of 3.
You just wanted to watch us compete for your approval.
for his laughter.
Read right through that.
I would have had a blast watching you guys try to dig a hole with those little that playground equipment
I could have done a good job.
until you hit a void. And then you fucking don't. You'd have a fucking existential crisis. How is this possible?
Up to you in the ground and there's no ground. What?
That would be concerning if you were on a playground and the earth just opened up under your feet.
Yeah, heaven forbid you just use a different word.
I would be concerned if there was a void under the playground.
All right. Quinn
Sometimes
goes out
I don't
to
think your brain is as big as your head is.
their cemetery outside of the castle. Van Zandt
No
is
one's
there.
brain is as big as their head is. It lives in your head,
Lives?
idiot. Yes. That's where it goes.
We're in.
You know how we don't all look like the Mars Attacks aliens? That's because your brain fits in your fucking head.
All right. I don't know if Van Zandt is burning his men, burning something off. There's just a giant fucking bonfire. I don't know if it's an excuse for just McConaughey to flex
And look
in
cool.
silhouette up on this hill.
Look very apocalypse now.
Thank you, Kron.
Some back and forth here where
Make a
Quinn's
fire.
like,
Make a fire for this scene.
They also do a lot of the fading
Yeah.
right there.
Too bad he didn't find a little bog to like pop up.
I mean,
I
they
wanted
had-
to have something where he came out of like the water. How about I get in the water?
it'd be pretty cool if I get in this water right here.
Bowman's like, no, that's not.
Put a little,
Come on.
put a little black face paint on.
You
right
can put a
here.
little lily
It's
pad
ash.
up on top of my head and have a little frog jump off of it, and I come up. It'd be pretty funny.
I'm covered in dragon's ash, It's all over my body.
I look like Kratos, God of War, It's the ash of the 122 men I lost in the old airfield.
Hey, watch this. Like, where'd you get those? Back up.
Little back and forth argument, you're on the ground where I've buried all these people that have tried to survive here. And Van Zandt is making the argument of like, these were my fucking men where they died saving your people, blah, blah, blah. Quinn wants to know what's going on. Why are you here? Van Zandt says very harshly, I lead, you follow.
You get out. That's what I would have been saying.
You cut to Alex and Van Zandt, and they finally are filling Quinn in on their plan. Now, turns out that they have a theory that all of these dragons they have been killing have been female, have been chicks, man. And they believe that there's only one big bad male that fertilizes all these eggs?
It would not be you.
It would be me.
I don't. How come this didn't have it? Did this have a sequel?
No.
Okay.
I don't think it did well enough.
We'll see.
You have
I have
numbers to say otherwise? Their plan is we got to find this male. We kill him. He can't fertilize any more eggs. And we at least cut off the future dragon problem.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think there's people out there looking for us to kill us so we won't do number 5DR episodes?
I think they probably want to scorch the earth and go back and kill like Ricky Gervais so he never has a podcast. Like, you got to figure out who technically was the first podcast. Start from there, because you kill the three of us and three more bad, worse podcasts will pop up in our place.
Mm-hmm.
We're the best podcast, though.
Yeah, we're helping you. We're keeping your feed free of problems.
When you look up numbers and you see like, if you get X amount of downloads per episode, you're in this top percentile, and it makes you sort of scratch your head like, how? And then you realize, oh, it's because there are so fucking many.
Mm-hmm.
And then it still makes me upset when there's the continual, like, I bet they have a podcast. I bet they do that. Like,
Let me tell you the trick.
come on, man. Don't make fun of the guys that are trying.
Come on, man.
You say my podcast name with respect.
Put some respect on it.
Let me tell you how that how to ease yourself out of that. When you look at those numbers, when you log in, just add a few zeros on the end yourself, and you're not as depressed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So 2, just add a 0, it's 20. And you're like, wow, we had a good day.
All right.
Kron, what are our numbers?
They want to kill the male. They think he's in London based on their fucking, I forget the word that she says, their dragonology.
Yeah.
They trace it back. They think he's here. Van Zandt wants men from Quinn's establishment. And Quinn's like, no, fuck this. Get the fuck out of here. And he tells them it's beyond dangerous to go to London. He tells them of another group that tried to make the trek into London. All they ended up doing was fucking pissing this dragon off. It backtracked to their fortress and destroyed it.
Smart.
Quinn tells Alex that he doesn't want to go to London. And she's like, wait a minute. You've seen him. And he tells her, yeah, my mom was a fucking a void hunter in the depths of London town.
The highest paid female void hunter in England at the time.
And then
get over here. I found another nothing.
you make the connection. Oh, shit. That one that he awoke, that's our male. That's our big bad.
This is all his fault.
Yeah.
He caused all of this.
How was he not blind? You think it was part, like, he was supposed to be blind from
No.
the stuff that got spit in his face?
No. I could spit some gasoline in your eyes, and if you washed it out fast enough, you'd be fine. I mean, it's not like he doesn't react to it.
I'll get the camera ready. Let's settle this in the backyard.
Do you think it would have been cool if like one of his eyes was kind of like glazed over and kind of nasty?
I mean, I liked how they were
Where it's
all
like white.
red.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
But I thought maybe like, oh, look at this.
One
dude
eye
with the
Quinn coming to tell me I can't feed my family.
Mm-hmm.
Fucker can't even see me over here.
You didn't even know what a rot tomato looks like.
I'm giving you the finger. Everybody giving you a finger on your port side, mate.
Can't say
You
shit.
can't see me. You're horrible at magic, mate.
You have fish and chips, and all you eat your chips. You never eat your fish because you
You
can't
never
say it.
pull the right card. That's why you're doing.
That's why you're always naked in
You're
strip
doing
poker.
Star Trek for kids entertainment. Can't even do magic. I don't know why I started doing a magic thing. Like there's a guy that Eddie's used to do magic for the kids. And
Mm-hmm.
he got outshined by the Star Wars
Yeah.
saga.
Every time you play Edward Scissorhands, you fuck up all the shrubs.
Well, you still need an opener
Yeah.
for the show. I mean, you can have a little
You know how hard it is to find all those different colour handkerchiefs? You know how dangerous it is to walk around with all these handkerchiefs? Men thinks I'm pissing me bum.
Get that shit out of your pocket then.
No, I'm not in the piss play. I'm a magician, mate.
If you don't want to blow a urinating penis, get that shit out of your pocket.
You don't understand, mate.
Kids, get out of here. It's adult time in here. We're doing cruising.
Oh, fuck.
That's the play you put on.
What did he take? Well, more like need some of those.
You made me do this.
Where'd he get cigarettes?
Oi, copper, you ever have a man smoke your pole?
What are you talking about, lad?
No, boss. No. What are you talking about? What are you doing? Listen, you in the heavy leather? It's the sickest. It's so fucking sick. It's niche. It's dark.
Well, he's writing to somebody in St. Louis. Where's that?
You do this, so you make detective sergeant, constable.
I don't think that guy really writes plays.
Oi, you drew the short straw. You're getting fisted tonight.
We're going to need a lot of extras for this one.
All right, children, time to stand back. Bring out the Crisco.
Well, God, I think this was a mistake to do this one.
Oi, when are we doing cruising again?
Come back for part
You
3.
heard about the murders?
Come back for part 3.
Yeah.
No, I don't think we will.
I'm here. Oh, yeah.
Wait a minute. He was a killer that whole time. Redo it. Play it.
But I don't know,
Play
no,
it
because
back.
he had
Do it again.
He had the yellow bin, didn't he?
So victim B was killer A, and killer C, that's all he did.
Ooh, what are he doing back in the scene? He already died.
All right. Van Zandt disregards Quinn's orders, and he goes out. He starts just straight up recruiting dudes. But all he's got is Eddie, like 2 other people. Van Zandt's like, that's it? 3? Fuck it. We're initiating a draft. Mm-hmm. Start picking out some of their strongest. Get them on the convoy. But Quinn's not having it. Just fucking tackles Van Zandt. They go at it. Great excuse for McConaughey to peel off his vest.
Yeah.
Some flexes in there. He's obviously the stronger fighter. Like, Quinn's got the heart, but not the strength. He has to get pulled off.
He's like, I'll be Batman in a few years, you won't.
I think in real life, Bale takes McConaughey.
I think at this point in time, I mean, McConaughey's ripped as shit in this movie.
Yeah. I will say this. This is no slight that he looks fantastic. If this movie was made 20 years later, the expectation would have been Thor level big. I think we are doing a disservice to some stuff. Like, Alan Richardson is too fucking big. Like, I fear, because I want 13 more seasons of Reacher, I'm like, what damage have you done to your body? You know? It's why I appreciate Pattinson's approach to Batman. Like, I'm going to get in shape, but it's kind of ridiculous to be Chris Hemsworth size for one sequence where my t-shirt's going to be off. Like,
Well, and there's no reason for Kumail Nanjiani to be coming out ripped to the 9.
just
Just in shape.
that jaw stretch.
Mhm.
That was chemical, dude.
They gotta be.
It was fucking chemical.
They gotta be shooting something into his body to like. You don't go from. That's like if I got super buff now. Like it doesn't make. Yeah, I can't be this late in my life and be like, I guess I figured out how to work out. You know what I like?
When you watch his like, this is what I did with my trainer to get in shape, and you're like, are you fucking kidding me?
Mhm.
Quit drinking beer.
Yeah, nutrition is a massive part of it. Yes, having a dietitian to take care of my meal plans would be absolutely fucking massive. And the discipline knowing that, oh, I'm going to make $1 million when this is done, that'd be incredible motivation. Yes.
That's all you have to do
And I think
during the day.
There's still I mean, there are genetics that exist though, right? Like no matter what training I go through, I will never look like Schwarzenegger in his prime. Like
yeah,
it's just impossible. It's physically impossible without me shooting something into my veins that takes care of that deficiency.
the genetics in terms of like Hollywood guys where you go, that's fucking genetics, are your Clint Eastwoods, your fucking Charles Bronsons.
You think I'm done?
You're ready, Oscars.
I'm gonna outlive you, Bones. Sorry, what were you saying?
No, that's funny. All right, fight gets broken up. Later that night, Quinn catches Jared trying to sneak out. He's like stoked to join the Archangels. They're going to try me. Quinn's like, 17 seconds, man. That's it. Throwing your life away. But he's like, you know what? I'm not your father. I will say that I thought one of these days you would take over and you would run things. But the fact that you are convinced in this, you're man enough, I got to let you go. It's pretty sweet. Van Zandt's army, they start heading to London. We see Quinn. He heads out to the fields to harvest what was left. It's kind of depressing and dour. But very quickly, Jared shows back up. He's
Do you think something got cut here?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's like the setup scene is I'm joining the Archangels. Him being like, you're taking your life into your own hands, you know, like you're probably going to die.
Yeah.
And then instantly the next scene is him like, I guess I decided not to do it. It's like, it feels like you either need something in the middle there where he realizes this is not a good choice for me, or you just cut both scenes out. You know, it's like with the two of them back to back, what is the purpose of that?
I completely agree. I think maybe there must have been more in like Van Zandt's convoy, like trying to get to London, and maybe they found like it was not worth the digital effect.
Right.
Or there was something inside of the castle where maybe there was an aftermath of people arguing what's going on. I completely agree with you.
Yeah.
It does feel a little odd that it's immediately paid off that he's back.
Right.
I completely agree. Sweet moment between them though, where Jared apologizes and Bale's like, damn, thought I had gotten rid of you for sure, you know, but I think he pulls him in and they hug.
Yeah.
It's cool. Later that night, and then also this maybe could have been reversed too, like, because Quinn goes and looks at that dead dragon, and we mentioned this earlier. They're leaving its corpse around because he likes the smell of it because it means that other dragons shouldn't be coming around for a while. And he ends up pulling an egg from its corpse, which seems weird that there's like, has this egg been fertilized somehow? Because there is something going on in there. Should it have been laid and then the male fertilizes it? What's the dragon fuck situation, dude?
I think
I'll send you some videos after the record.
That's why I
I
asked.
got some drawings. I think dead mom, no baby is gonna survive anyway, so they just leave him. Maybe
Okay.
that's kind of what I thought too, because I was like, what if this like hatches? And
But
got
I
a
guess
little baby dragon running around.
But I guess I'm asking, like, usually of what I understand of like amphibian or fish or whatever, like they drop the egg, then the male comes by and
Shoots.
fertilizes it.
Yeah.
But this looked like there was something already growing inside of it.
Yeah, a little embryo in
Yeah.
there. Maybe she had sex recently. I don't,
Maybe she's getting around. But he's the only male.
Maybe
but-
maybe the yolk looks a little weird.
Mhm.
Maybe it's a different looking yolk.
I'd have cracked that bad boy up. Great big skillet.
Oh yeah.
Nice fucking omelet.
I'm gonna be Camille Nanjiani in no time with this dragon egg.
Hell yeah, dude.
You know how much protein I'm getting? These dragon eggs?
I'm gonna look weird as fuck in the 4th season of Silicon Valley. All right, later that night, the same part, he looks at the corpse. But then we cut ahead and we see that Van Zandt's convoy, they've hit a blockade. They are 66 kilometers outside of London. Alex gets sent to find them a way out because they are just totally fucking blocked on this highway. There's just massive carnage. One of the Van Zandt's men, they ask if this area is Pembury, which is the place that Quinn mentioned was like another outpost or group of survivors that got just fucking destroyed by our big London Alpha. Get this blast of flame in the distance. Uh-oh. There's no time to do their usual shit. We got to lock down, man the 50 cal, take positions. This dragon whips around in the cover of night. We can hear him, but we can't see him. And finally just hits the convoy head on. It's absolutely massive in comparison to the dragon that we just saw. Burns the entire convoy. I do think it is an awesome shot.
Mm-hmm.
That big wide, that convoy, and it whipping around, and it gets like that big sort of profile breath.
Looks good.
I remember being like, this is pretty fucking cool watching that in the theater. Just everything about you is funny, man. What's it like?
Funny looking.
I got to try so hard, and you're just so casual about it. Just trying to grab a beer is funny. All right.
You look like Norm Macdonald after the day he died.
Well, I mean, he probably didn't look that different from.
You're pretty good looking still.
Not like he got hit by a bus. I mean,
All right. Van Zandt was able to hide underneath the truck, though. He gets out. Alex is yelling for him. He's like, it was him. He knows this is their guy. And he knows it's also heading back to the castle. Sure enough, this big fucker attacks the castle. Quinn was still out by the crops, though, which is or he's coming in from the dragon, one of the two.
mm-hmm.
You now made me more keen because I was already like, what is the logistics of the motion here through this?
Yeah.
All right.
It feels like we need him to be in another location when this happens to juice the movie along a little.
Which is almost probably why they moved that him looking at the dragon scene there to show that he was off.
Yep.
All right. During the attack, though, we see that Butler, second in command, he's capable. He gets all the kids, most of the people into the tunnel. Quinn arrives just to see the dragon fly away. I think this is pretty cool, too, it climbing up on the castle. It's good, like, the medieval castle vibe of it is very fun. That's where you would make your fortress.
Mm-hmm.
It's made out of stone. There's already so much imagery associated with castles and dragons. That's the strength of the movie. I think, to your point, the technology stuff. It doesn't blend in well. All right. Quinn.
I think like this would be 2, and 1 would just be the castle.
Yeah.
And they come in at the end. I'm like, oh shit, there's a helicopter. What the fuck?
All right. Great scene here where Quinn's saving some kids to get them down into the tunnel, and he grabs this one kid and throws him over his shoulder, and he's trying to grab this other girl, and she's like holding on to his pipe, and he's like,
let go.
let go. Let go. Like fucking Mel Gibson's her ass, and she's, okay, fine. They get down into the tunnels.
Hey, sugar tits.
I didn't want to say it, but
Dragon comes back for another round.
you don't have to let go of me, but you probably should. You know.
I got a hot tub I'd love for you to join me in. All right. They use the fire sprinkler to protect them from the heat. There's still some people out, though. And Quinn's like, I got to go out for him. And Creedy's like, no, I will go. You're a number one. You stay here. I'll go for him. No more gets out that blast door. Fire down that stairwell. Butler's blown away, and that blast door gets shut.
I really feel like nobody said like fire in the whole prime opportunities.
Does he shut the door?
I think it gets blown because it opens out. So when it blows back,
That's
it
kind
shuts.
of a bummer. I feel like it would have been a more powerful scene, like if they look at each other, you know, with like a sense of recognition of what's happening, and then he just shuts it to save everybody else, you know?
Yeah. But I think what they're trying to do is show that that blast and all the stuff coming into him is what locks them from being able to open the door.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're stuck down there. Quinn leads them through some prayer, and then the next morning we hear some rustling outside. They start screaming, we're in here, we're in here. And it turns out that it's Alex and Van Zandt clearing the way of the tunnel. Van Zandt looks at him. You're right. Van Zandt, though, not one to quit. He raids the armory, gets a few rifles, some crossbows with some explosive bolts. It's going to be very important.
Those are slow reloading in Resident Evil 4, man.
Fuck.
It's a huge pain in the ass using those.
They do a good job showing that here. Like, he's got some trouble. What do you call it? You call it charging the bolt, right? On a crossbow?
Don't know.
Okay. Quinn is fucking pissed.
Isn't knocking a thing? Isn't that like a thing with bow and arrow?
Covered in rain of fire. You're not Tommy knockers. What are you talking about?
Can you hear Tommy knocking? That one?
On the window.
All right. Quinn's got a plan. We're going to take the chopper. We're going to head down the coast. We're going to follow the Thames. That's going to take us right in the heart of London. And fuck, I'm going to show you where he lives. The trio, they land their chopper. They sneak further into London. This is the part where Bale looks like 120 pounds. So I'm assuming maybe this was shot first and he thought he needed to play it more gaunt, or he knows Machinist is coming up and about halfway through production of this.
Starts eating
starts
that can of
eating
tuna a
apple
day.
Yeah. Apple, I think he would say he would do like a cigarette at night. Like he would roll his own cigarettes, and it was like a meditative.
Oh. I bet they tasted so good, dude.
I bet if you put on a production of The Machinist for the kids, that'd be enough.
I get to smoke.
You get to smoke and lose some weight.
I always heard one can of tuna and an apple a day was what he was doing. Mm-hmm. But once you throw that cigarette in there, I could live off that if I know there's a cigarette coming.
All right. We get this big wide shot as they're starting to sneak up. We see all these
You're fucking yourself.
towers of London, and there are a shit ton of dragons. And they discuss that they're starting to starve because they're even fighting and eating themselves. Quinn has a plan. They're going to take some of these tunnels. They're going to get further in. Van Zandt, switching it up, tells Quinn, you lead, we follow.
It's his home turf.
Quinn knows these tunnels, takes them through. Inside, they pause for a bit. I do like the constant use of the flare gun to like light their way through the tunnels. He hands over the bolts and he explains like these things got a range of about 50 feet. Don't know if you know this already, but the dragon will expose his chest right as he's about to breathe. That's our window. We see the tunnel in the shaft where his mother died. He literally has to climb over that lift.
Trying to get a little tunnel and shafts thing going later tonight, you know?
I prefer shaft in tunnel.
Each his own.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whatever floats your boat,
What
dude.
color hanky is that?
It's a void. It's a hanky with a void in it.
All right. They daylight into this enclosed square now. Quinn tells him the square that we're going to open up to, it's basically just a little square, all these buildings. We'll be able to kind of have coverage. We can see up and get out. There's just fucking shit everywhere. Your apocalyptic looking scenario.
Looks good.
Yeah.
Apocalypse now.
Van Zandt wants to use the time that it takes for the dragon to turn around as the gap for them to move where they're going. I'm going to try to go off not on my notes here, try to sort of explain what he wants to do. So they climb up into this bus. And they start looking around. One of you's going to go west. I'm going to go north up to this chimney. Every time we've got a window where the dragon's turning around, that's when we're going to move. Quinn, you've got a crossbow. You go to one side. I'm going over to this side. Alex, you stay back for a little bit. You're our bait. You're basically going to run kind of in between, try to lead the dragon towards one of us. Gives his little inspirational speech about, how many people have died for us to get here. We've worked pretty fucking hard to get here. This is what we've got to do.
Van Zandt killed 99% of them. Between the plane crash and
War is hell, dude.
Leading everyone else into assured death.
All right, yeah.
Great leaders lead.
Quinn to the west, him to the north, Alex running in between. Great part here. So throughout the movie, Van Zandt's been pulling off a little flask and he passes it to Alex in this bus. She takes a shot. She hands it to Quinn. He takes a little, it's fucking water. And he's like, yeah, keep it. I thought that was great.
I liked it.
All right. Quinn takes off for his spot. He's got to roll and dodge out of the way of the dragon.
Liquid death.
Son of a bitch loses his arrows. Van Zandt starts climbing up the old chimney that he's going up. He gets up there. He yells at Alex to start running towards the chimney. Bring that dragon head on. Van Zandt takes aim. We know he's a good fucking shot. He fires that arrow, though, right as that dragon breathes a quick arrow gets caught in the breath, explodes. Dragon flies away, comes back, starts charging towards Van Zandt. Van Zandt says, fuck it. Grabs his axe, runs and jumps off this fucking chimney. Great. It's so stupid. This is fucking stupid.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to tell you right now, this is 0.5 of my score because it's so stupid. Sure enough, that dragon just eats him.
Yeah.
It's incredible. That was in the trailer, him running and jumping. And you thought, I can't wait to fucking see this. And just like the Gray with him prepping the fucking broken glass to fight the spoiler for the Gray. And
Makes me up.
Van Zandt's done. The chimney starts coming or crashing down towards Alex. She barely makes it out. I think she hurts her leg. Quinn gets to her. He mentions that, fuck, I dropped my explosives. I got to find them. They're hiding. They're dodging. Alex, she points out where they're at. He runs to go get him. She uses her machine gun to kind of distract the dragon for a while. Dragon comes charging at Quinn right as he's loading his arrow. He steps up. The dragon's actually on the ground, kind of looking at him. What the fuck? Little head bob. He's calm and collected. He's squaring off with this thing. Right as that dragon opens his mouth, ploop, loose, right down its fucking throat.
Hell yeah.
Boom.
Done, son.
Months later, it's been 3 months since the last sighting. Quinn and Alex, they're overseeing a new radio tower being assembled. Jared rides up and he lets them know that they're getting a signal. It's the damn French.
Oui, oui.
The end. Reign of Fire, 2002. Daniel.
Upon further research, gentlemen, this was released July 9th of 2002. had a budget of $60 million and a box office of over $82 million. So it was a success.
Okay.
The cinema that month, you catch Road to Perdition, Halloween Resurrection, and The Crocodile Hunter. All that week. That was for that week. I had an interview with AV Club in 2015. Alex, who plays AJ, he said that they were in makeup. The AD came in and said, yo, McConaughey's going to be here in like 15. We have got word to not call him Mr. McConaughey. Call him Mr. Van Zant or Van Zan, whatever his name is.
It's no T. It was very confusing to me because Van Zant is one of the antagonists of Heat.
Uh-huh.
So
This is also related to a famous, simple kind of man. Obviously, he didn't die in a plane crash. All right. So he did go by his character name throughout the process of this movie. It was filmed in Ireland in the Wicklow Mountains. They were allowed to film in there under one condition, that they cleaned up everything entirely by themselves without damaging the landscape. When production did start, they did scouting in Ireland, and it was announced then that Arnold would be starring in the movie. But obviously that changed. And that's all I really got. Wasn't much. I thought there'd be a lot more for this one, but not a lot.
the eggs. I pulled out the egg, and there was in India. There was. I think he's right. We must find him and kill him. I'll jump with the bolt and the.
I can't ride that horse.
Why are you here, Van Zandt? Tell me. Tell me.
No helicopter in sky, no chopper.
We cannot harvest now. There are no crops, you understand? The seeds. You're not thinking about the seeds.
Rate my box.
Take me up inside.
Kron. You gave me a 4.0, as did Dan. What you got for Dan, buddy?
I'm going Dan 3.0.
Cron Howard, I'm going 2.5.
2.5 for Dan, 3.0 for Kron.
All right, guys. Rain of Fire. I do think there's quite a bit of hand wavy stuff in this. Like, don't get too bogged down in the details. Just enjoy the ride kind of movie. There is some, we're killing them with bolts, but a nuke couldn't take them out. I mean, I think if you can get past all that and just kind of let the movie wash over you, have a good time, it is pretty enjoyable. I think it's a little leaning on Apocalypse Now for McConaughey's performance. But all the same, like I said, I do think the CG is pretty good. I think the practical is great. I wish they had not just plastered a blue filter over the entire film in post, but it is what it is. The movie does, to me, feel like late 80s, early 90s. This would have really popped. Like, you probably would have had more action-oriented stars. Maybe you definitely would have had a little bigger budget to really make this thing cook. I do wish movies had gone more this direction. This is a non-IP action flick that is trying to do a lot with what it's got. Good performances, decent story. Like, I guess when I watched it, I wasn't completely blown away, but I definitely wasn't disappointed. This is probably like more favorable to unfavorable for me. So I think all in all, 3.0 is fair on this. Like, I could see, you throw this on a Sunday afternoon while you're finishing cleaning the house, you just kind of have it on in the background. It'll be a good time, that kind of thing.
Rain of Fire, 2002. Yeah, this is one of those ones where if you think about it, you can kind of see the holes as you go. I really think, it would have worked better as with just Bell and his group in the castle. A little more natural film there, I guess. Fighting the dragon, I guess. I don't know. But this is fun. I mean, it's very entertaining. I think if you had this 5 years after its date, I think the CGI probably would have looked a hell of a lot better, of course. But I think they do a really good job of the set design here and mixing the CGI. Not really like bringing those two together works. I think the performances are good, really good. McConaughey is leaning into that apocalypse now, but it works, man. That's a good Kilgore is a super good character, so why not? It's a 3.0, dude. It's a good time. This is an enjoyable movie. Like I said, yeah. I mean, this is a TBS, TNT, like all day, every day. Like you stop on it and we're like, oh, fuck yeah. It's good.
Thanks. I'm going to give it to you right up front. It's a 3.5 for me. I think it's fun. Is it stupid? Yes, but it's fun. I think the trade-off of you turning your brain off and not looking for story voids, which it requires you to do, a side effect of that is it can also be very forgettable. I'm sure a lot of people are like, what the fuck? There's a McConaughey dragon movie, even though it made $80 million. It feels like an 80s movie, and I wish it would have leaned into that more. And with that, I have some slight fixes. I haven't done this in a while. I think you needed Marauders. I think the mention of Marauders that they haven't seen in a while, I think battling another group of Marauders at some point to sort of show like that these people are kind of capable, that they've survived for a while.
Yeah.
It's definitely implied by the fact that they have survived and they have guns or whatever. Mm-hmm. I think that could have been a cool sequence, like them fighting off some Marauders. And maybe it's like, these are the last of the last. This is a big deal. Like maybe we actually have, some space to breathe now. And maybe that informs like their crop situation. Like they're having to defend their crops, or now they have expanded a little bit. And Eddie's like, I want to move a group of people to that place because there's not enough food produced here. And that's sort of the argument. And with that, I think instead of it being a military operation, maybe it's another set of Marauders that they've dealt with in the past. And now leading their Marauders are like a Swedish or Norwegian dude who's come in and he's like, I have a plan. I think XYZ. It's time for us to bring our forces together and take this thing out. I think that really makes it really 80s. The other element of that, this thing needs to be R. Mm-hmm. There needs to be burnt corpses. There needs to be people falling out of the castle. And there needs to be fucking. These people need to have sex. There needs to be ass. There needs to be titties. Yeah. Like, okay, this is like explicit and fun. And it is not only amplifying the iconography of a dragon on a castle, but play into the knight and the princess and maybe flip that on its head. Like there are children here. That implies that these people have been having sex. Let Quinn bone down with this helicopter pilot. Mm-hmm. Like you cast a very, very attractive woman, get it on, but make this thing R. I get the idea of making it PG-13. So dumb shits like me could have easily gotten in without any issue.
Ass in a seat.
But that would have amped it for me. For the most part, I was like run of the mill, just like you guys. It does what it needs to do. It's a 3.0. But something was just like, there's a little bit of fun in this. And then on my second watch, when McConaughey just, fuck it. I was like, that's like the thesis of the whole movie. You know what you're doing. So it gets that 0.5 bump for me. 3.5.
Hells yeah. We breathed some fire today.
Mm-hmm. We have not had any after showers so far on this bad boy. We've let these reveals be a surprise.
Mm-hmm.
But we're going to get back on track once we say fuck you, and we go home tomorrow.
Yeah.
Which means we're going to go back to the usual method, which means a new category. So we're going to take a quick break. I've got to pee.
Oh, yeah.
And when we come back, Kron, are you prepared to reveal the next category for 5 Day Rentals?
I'm more prepared to reveal this category than I ever have been in the history of this show.
Well, for Laundry Dan, for Kron Howard, this has been the Live from Buds 2025.
The loop.
Live from the Char.
Live from the Char. And with that, hey, crash and fucking burn.
Rain and burn.
Crash and burn. We good?
We're good, buddy. We're back.
Fuck.
All right. Welcome back, everybody, to the 5 Day Rentals podcast. Still live from the Char. We did it. In-person records, locked and loaded. But it's time to move on to what we do normally. We can't all be together all the time.
We could, but you guys disappoint me.
Guys, it's time to announce our next category of the 5 Day Rentals podcast. Now,
Is it really ours?
we have been here in person, and a peek behind the curtain. We almost always keep these things secret from each other. But when we got here, Dan said, "What are you doing for the next category?" And I said, "Here are some ideas that I got." I threw them out there. And for the entire time that we've been here, we as a group have continued to refine our selection for our next category.
What?
We have worked together as a team to come up with this. We have clarified and refined and redone and talked through every possible iteration of this that we could. But I think I can speak for Bones and Laundry Dan and myself. This is truly a community pick. We decided on this together. The next category for 5 Day Rentals is One Night Under the Big Top. Little Bad Guys. These movies can feature killer puppets, killer little bad guys, or killer clowns.
Thank you, Kron.
Guys, what do you think? I mean, you are both 1/3 of this category. So the people want to know. I mean, how did we get here?
I've rode your ass for 2 straight days
Uh-huh.
in hopes that you would come to your senses and not do this. I guess the question you want to know is if are we going to play by the rules?
Oh, I sure hope you do. I mean, we decided this as a group. So if you break the rules, you're not just hurting me, you're hurting yourself at this point.
I don't think we decided this.
It becomes,
this is your choice.
How do you not understand the category you helped create?
Because you are a fucking idiot and you don't know.
You came up with this as much as I did.
I did not.
Bones.
I've been trying to
Bones
figure out
came
what the
up with
fuck
this.
you're talking about.
Bones came up with this as much as I did.
What? Bones, how do you feel? Speak, please.
No comment.
What? I'm sure at some point The video footage will come out. People can see how much this has been deliberated since we've been here.
And I still don't have a clear fucking answer.
I just said it. It's One Night Under the Big Top, Little Bad Guys.
I don't understand.
You can have puppets, you can have little guys, you can have clowns. I opened it up to clowns.
Where did that come from?
You said you wanted clowns.
I've never mentioned clowns at all.
You did. You kept saying, I want clowns. I want clowns. I said, okay, we can modify. So we're not just stuck only doing puppets.
This argument I'm not going to win. Did you think the hit would be easier for us if there was clowns and bad little guys, bad guys?
I think maybe you know, it's clear after the last puppet category that you guys kind of said we don't want to do puppets anymore. So it's, can we make a category that's puppets okay, but still allows you guys to open it up a little?
Bones, did he not for 2 months after he did that say there would never be another puppet category in 5 Day Rentals?
Well, this isn't an exclusive puppet category. Puppets are okay. If you want to pick a puppet movie, knock yourself out.
If we both pick a puppet movie, is that the end of puppets?
You're not both going to pick a puppet movie.
Don't tell me what we're going to do. We're deciding as together.
Do you want it to be the end of puppets?
This is a trick question in your fucking world.
No, if you both pick a puppet movie, do you want that to be the end of puppets?
It's not going to be the end of puppets. It's not going to be the end of puppets.
Because you don't want it to be.
Because I don't want it to be. Who has the next category after you?
I think it would be
Bones. I hope Bones makes a puppet category for his next one.
I'm quitting the show.
Can I quit too?
No, we will do this because we let him reveal it and we were going to continue. And there's one more in the box set, but I am done after this. It's not worth it. I hate spending 3 fucking hours a week editing this shit for something that all I do is get in trouble on.
Just pick.
I always pick the wrong fucking thing. I think I try to pick within the category and it's always a fucking, it's not fun anymore. It's not. I know you get a fucking rise and a huge fucking hard on for it's fucking aggravating, man.
Because you did.
I mean, do you
I'll
both
cut all this out. It's fine. We'll do something else, but find somebody else to come in here. But I'm fucking done. It's fucking agitating. I dealt with so much shit over the fucking picks that I've made. You guys being fucking bored about stuff. I'm fucking done.
I loved your Pinocchio pick.
Do you both feel like you understand this category?
The fact that you're just talking about the category and not that I'm fucking quitting also reinforces how fucking little my opinion means.
Well, you said you're going to do these ones. So
I'm going to finish it out. I'm going to give you my 2 fucking weeks.
Well, I guess I'd like to make sure you understand the category at least then.
Yeah, I'd hate to fucking let you down.
I understand I can pick a clown. I understand I can pick a little bad guy.
A little bad guy.
That's Lil.
Yeah.
Okay. Not 2 D's in bad though?
No, it's not a fucking joke, Dan.
Oh, I'm sorry. And then I can pick a puppet if I want.
Yes.
And
I said killer on all 3 of those.
And somebody has to be killed in the movie.
That's pretty bad.
Or my puppet clown or little bad guy has to kill somebody. All right. What fucking movie have you picked for this?
Oh, well, guys, I have selected our first film for One Night Under the Big Top, Little Bad Guys.
Just fucking stupid, dude.
And we will be going to the year 1995 to watch a film directed by one Mark Jones. And the name of that movie is, say his name, Rumpelstiltskin. This is available on the Plex. You can watch either the HD Blu-ray rip or the SD VHS rip of Rumpelstiltskin.
Why do you have two?
Well, I got the VHS first, and then they put out the Blu-ray.
So you bought the Blu-ray after you have a VHS copy of
Yeah.
this? Jesus Christ.
Hey, and guess what, guys? He's
What?
not a puppet. He's not a clown, but he sure as shit is a little bad guy.
So it sounds like you wanted to do Lil Bad Guy.
I brought a little bad guy.
So
Maybe let's hope one of you brings a puppet and the other one brings a clown.
is that what you want? You but tell us that now.
Hey, you can pick any of the three. I'm not saying we each have to pick one.
All right.
The category is little bad guys. I want to see your best little bad guys.
Have you watched Rumpelstiltskin?
First 20 minutes.
I've seen Rumpelstiltskin.
Well, you're going to watch it again.
All right. Well, you made Bones quit. Do I need to call Chris? Is he coming on for Rumpelstiltskin?
He can if he wants.
Well, you need to ask him that.
Do you want to talk to him?
We're currently calling Chris to see if he wants to come on for Rumpelstiltskin. But he's not answering.
Guess he's out. Maybe you'll want to come on for one of your little bad guys. I mean, let's see what happens. This will be a fun category. We love this stuff. It's our bread and butter.
God, I hope I get sick. All right. Well, Bones left. So thank you, Kron. It's been a lovely time here in the Lou.
In the Char.
And I hope tonight we can have a nice spaghetti dinner together and mend this out, okay?
Oh, we will.
Hey, take my hand. I love you.
All right, boys, get showered, get nice, get your slacks on. It's time for the old spaghetti factory.
You're paying.
Crash and burn.
Crash and burn.